Hi guys, today we are discussing what is accounting, what is the definition of accounting, what we do in accounting. If we run any business or any business entity, we have a lots and lots of financial transaction, right? So this transaction have a lots of financial data as well. So what do we mean by financial data? It's nothing but bills, receipts, voucher, invoices, etc. we are getting from our supplier or any other party, right? So as an accountant, we are going to record that data, classify that data into a structural format, then we summarizing that financial data into a meaningful format. So what we get from this definition, basically accounting means recording the data, classify the data into a structural format and summarizing that data into a meaningful format. What do we mean by meaningful format? Why meaningful format is important? Because it has to make sense to the user of that data. And who are the user of the data? They are management, owner, creditor who lends money to our business, or a government, right? So what do we mean by meaningful format? It's called balance sheet, profit and loss account. Balance sheet is nothing but financial position of our company, and the profit and loss account is nothing but a financial performance of our company. So let's move forward to the next topic. It's called a accounting process, right? So accounting process basically start with the source document. Source document, as we discussed earlier, is nothing but bills, receipts, voucher, invoices, right? So after getting this source document, we are going to pass a journal entry to a general books, right? After passing a journal entry, we have to create a ledgers. Ledgers have a credit and debit, lots and lots of debit and credit balance, right? That debit and credit balance we are going to classify into a one format. It's called a trial balance. After creating a trial balance, we have to prepare a financial statement. Financial statement is nothing but consist with the profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow statement, statement of change in equity, right? This process, source document to trial balance, it's called a bookkeeping, right? It's done by a normal accountant in our business. So today we are discussing this general entry thing. Okay, it's a base of accounting. So it's very important topic for your accounting career or accounting subject, right? So what is journal entry? How we do journal entry, how we do basics accounting in our business or in our company, right? So you have to understand one concept, a separate entity concept. It's looks like this is our business and this is owner or we, right? So you have to understand this business and this owner are two separate entity. They are not connected with each other. They both are separate, and we are going to record all the data in the perspective of this business only, where we are going to see all transaction in the perspective of business only, right? Not on a owner perspective. General entry, rule of debit and credit. Before we are getting into this topic, we have to understand that every transaction have a two effect. One is debit and one is credit, right? As we are in a double entry system, every transaction have a two effect. Okay, so this is the three basic rule of general entry, right? So first one is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. The second one is called debit the receiver, credit the giver. And the third one is debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the income and gains, right? So this rule applies to a real accounts. This rule applies to a personal account, and this rule will apply to a nominal account. What we mean by real accounts? Real accounts is nothing but assets. What we call assets? It's a furniture or machinery or car, cash, bank, etc. are called assets. What do we mean by a personal account? As the name suggests, is all about persons, or we consider business as also a person in our accounting, right? So it's all about personal account or a persons. What do we mean by nominal account? Nominal account is all about expenses, loss, income and gains, right? So this is the basic rule of generals. Let's we see the format of a journal entry. So it's simple. First column is called date, second column is called particular. We are record the data here. Then we have a LF, it's nothing but a ledger folio. Then we have a debit amount and then a credit amount. It's a simple format, right? So for understanding these rules, we have to understand by a small sum, right? So first thing you have to understand, every transaction have a two effect, right? You have to find out the two effect of that transaction. So read this transaction: furniture purchased for a cash rupees 10,000, right? So which two account is affected in this transaction? Furniture is the one account and the other account is cash. So the rule apply in this transaction. So see this rule for a real account, because this furniture is assets, and assets are comes under the real account. So debit what comes in, furniture coming to our business, right? Furniture is coming to our business. So what we are going to write down here, what we are going to record here, so we are recording like this: furniture account debited to cash account. Why cash account is credited? Because cash is also comes under the asset. So credit what goes out, cash is going, we are paying the cash, so cash are going out of our business. So entry looks something like this. In a date column we are writing 1, then furniture account debited to cash account 10,000 10,000. This is called a narration. It's very important in journal entry, right? So why this narration is required? Because the one who see this journal entry have idea what is this transaction about. So we are going to write down like this: furniture being purchased for a cash. Okay, this is our first entry. Simple. So let's we move forward. Cash paid to a Rahul. Sorry. Cash paid to a Rahul 1,000 rupees. So which are the true effect we see here? One is cash and other one is Rahul. So cash comes under the assets, so it's under the real account. So this rule apply. So what is happening here? Cash paid, cash goes out, so cash is going out, so we have to apply credit what goes out. So credit the cash, and the other account is Rahul, so apply this personal account rule. So Rahul is a receiver, right? So we are going to debit the Rahul. So Rahul's account debited to cash account, being cash paid to a Rahul 1,000 rupees, right? Simple. Transaction is salary paid rupees 10,000. So which two effect you see in this transaction is very interesting, because there is no mention of cash here. We have a pay salary, salary is our expense, right? But how we pay the salary? Obviously in cash. If there is no mention like a bank or anything, we consider as a cash, right? So salary paid rupees 10,000. So salary is our expense. Apply this third rule: expense, all expenses are debited, so salary account debited, and we paid salary in a cash. Cash are going out, so cash will be credited. So how we record this? We are record something like this: salary account debited to cash account 10,000 10,000, and we have a narration: being salary paid for a cash. Okay,